Hello bakers and welcome to Upside Down. In today's tutorial we are going to learn more about doors and how we can create a very simple logic and a blueprint with animation for automatically opening a door once the character gets close to it. Without further ado, let's roll the intro and start this tutorial. So what we already have is a third-person template, and also I got this door. It's important when we are making doors to open to have the pivot in a correct place. This way, when we are creating the animation, we will be able to open it in the correct place and not, for example, open it in the middle. So have that in mind. And first thing that we're gonna do is make an animation for the door. So I'm going to go into cinematics and we're gonna add a level sequence. Just going to click save somewhere in our content browser. And we are going to select the door that we have and just gonna drag and drop it inside here, our sequence. All right, now we need to make a couple of keyframes. So we're just gonna do a keyframe 1, which is on the very 0. And then let's say we move it to 30 frames and we open the door on 90 degrees. And we're gonna add another keyframe. So this way, now we have an animation that is opening our door. I'm just going to pull this one all the way to here so that we don't have any extra frames. And that's it. Our animation is pretty much done. So we can start building the blueprint and the logic behind it, how exactly it's going to open. In my case, I'm going to use a level blueprint, but this is something which can be done as well as an actor blueprint. So every time that you put a new door inside your level, it will automatically have like all the logic and everything else. If you would like me to make a tutorial on that topic and see how you can make doors that are going to be instanced, or you can just drag and drop them into your scene and still have the same logic for opening, leave a comment down below and I'll be happy to do that. So for now, we're just gonna close our sequence. And what we are going to do next is going to go into our volumes. And from here, we need to find a trigger volume. This is going to be this one. So our trigger volume is going to be the area in which when our player enters, it's going to open the animation and play the animation for the door. So I'm just going to do it, let's say like this. And now that we have the area where when the player enters, the door is gonna open, we are going to open our level blueprint. Right click somewhere on the empty space, and here you can see, because we have the trigger volume selected, we have the option to create a reference using the trigger volume. So instead of creating the reference using the trigger volume, we are going to add an event because we want something to happen once we are entering that volume, and we're going to use the collision. And then on actor, begin overlap. This means that when our player overlaps with the trigger box that we just created, it's going to do something. So we're gonna add this one. And what we want to do over here is activate our sequence that we just created. So we're just going to grab the sequence and drag it over here. So once we have the sequence in, just going to drag from here and say play, and we're gonna find this play sequence player. So this one over here. And now we are going to add one more interaction, and this is if we are outside the trigger box. So again, make sure to have your trigger box selected. Then we're gonna right click and add an event, collision, add on actor and overlap. So this means that once we are outside that trigger box, we are going to do something else. And we are going to use the same sequence as reference. And here I'll find play reverse. This is going to play the animation in reverse. Let's just organize everything a little bit. Compile, save. Now that we finished the blueprint, let's go and test it out. So we just going to walk to the door, come over here and it opens, go out and it's closing. So everything seems to be working. Thank you for joining me in today's tutorial. Subscribe to the channel and I hope that this was useful. See you next time.